Hello. So it has been a few days since the last video I made, or I guess about these cards, little twins, and apparently more than 10 people actually cared enough to watch it, which I still don't think I quite get that. That's pretty cool. And as I was kind of looking at that and like kind of wrapping my head around it, there was a bit of a comment asking about test hands for this deck. And I thought, kind of, yeah, sure, why not, you know? Like, I guess the full comment was more of like, there are a lot of Master Duel deck profiles and test hands going on right now. Specifically with this deck, with the sprites being out and new to the game. But there's not a whole lot of that going on in the TCG, or at least not without the Sprite Elf here. So I figured, hey, I might just do some test hands, play it by ear, and kind of go through my thought process of how I would go about doing some of the things that I do. So let's get on and do that. Okay. Give it a quick shuffle here. Shuffle beforehand, but you know, for the sake of the camera. Also, I'm just like mashing this together, but who knows? Okay, first hand. Got Imperm, Twin. That's great start. It's also pretty good. Also good. And okay, so this is full combo, kind of. It's not the best thing to do, or at least it's not the best hand to have, but this is pretty good. So I guess let's start off like this. Let's say no interruptions, right? Just ideal situation. Normal summon effect. You would summon out this card. The only reason I say this right now is because we have this in hand, so it'll make a bit of sense. You know, in ideal world, no interruptions here. But after we do that, we summon our Kill out, we activate this, and we search for a Frost. Then we special the Frost, and then we special the red. I don't know why this is called red, by the way. It looks more like a carrot. And the reason why I did this whole play where I wanted two of these out here is because with that in mind, you can then go into your gigantic, and if somebody tries to ash you or tries to nib you here, you have something else to tribute off. You know, because if you just go 1-2 into this, he's just kind of dead. He's not doing anything there. So that's kind of my thought process behind that. From here, let's, oh geez. Sorry about my camera situation here. This is not the best setup I have. But yeah, detach, just graveyard over there. And we would summon out our blue. From here, blue, grab, yeah, we'll grab Jet. Special out the Jet, and then Jet will, here, you know what, I'm just going to put, imagine most of these in defense, I'm just going to put them in attack, because then you can see it better. Jet effect, search for the starter, go from here into, actually, what do we go into? The ultimate question. Okay, I know what we do. We go from here, 1-2, into IP Masquerena. And then we can do our starter shenanigans, get out of our carrot, you know, pay 15, we're good, right? Then after that, we tribute these, link them into a Kill. Kill effect, bring back Alila, then go these two into Leela, bring back Kill. And on this, of course, we get the draw. You know, the whole point of these cards, other than, you know, dropping them everywhere, is that they give you a pop and a draw, you know. that's basically the engine in a nutshell. So I'm going to draw off here. Oh, wow, look at that, 3 hand traps. From here, we set our imperm. And then look at all this interaction, right? We have stop a search, targeted negate. We have a monster negate. We have a spell and trap negate. Then we have a pop, draw. And because we got our Frost in the Grave, that's an extra draw. So if we look at that, I mean, it's going to be 1 more card. That's really good for the follow-up. And that's very good for the follow-up, right? That's if we get this draw off in the Frost in the Grave. But, and this is kind of a cool thing, because we have IP here, let's say that we did something like, I don't know, we did the effect of Carrot, we negate something, bring this back, right? We get our draw, but we're not sure we want to get rid of this. Yeah, we can go Masquerena effect, go into these 2, summon out our Unicorn, right? So that's another interruption that we get to discard off. Let's say we really don't want to nib our board, we're okay with that. We spin something back, but because it's also co-linked, and this is the best part about, I guess, the twin deck compared to some of the other stuff we have here, we get a draw off of it. So that's just, you get to dig deeper into your deck. Like, say you really needed a Nibiru, right? Let's say on top of your deck, man, I don't have anything. You go into this, discard, bam, Nibiru. Not only that, but you still haven't used her effect, so you can bring back the Leela. That is another pop. I mean, look at that. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possible interactions there. That is nuts, insane. You know, that's, of course, drawing kind of the nuts, no interruptions. Let's see what else we can get from here. Because, you know, most of the time you don't, you know, you don't get to play through everything without interruption, without, you know, your opponent doing something. You know, just sadly part of the way that this game works, but of course you also want to do stuff, so I guess you could say it's happy for you when it happens to you. Who knows? Okay, let's draw. Okay, looking kind of nice here so far. Okay, yeah, this is pretty good. So in this situation, okay, so my camera decided to just fall over again. That seems to be a common occurrence with this. So, yeah, looking at this is pretty, honestly, it's kind of similar to last hand, but it's just the cards that you use to get there slightly different, right? Normal summon, right? We always want to start with that when we see the twins in hand, because the thing is, sometimes like if your opponent is going first, you want to bait something out, starter, that's not a bad way to go, but because this is, you know, hypothetically I'm going first here, but also I have this for you know, to stop anything that might go forward. It's probably better to just start off in the main phase with the twins, especially when you can just cross out anything that they might do to you. So yeah, normal summon. In this situation, we would go, instead of for this Kiss a Kill, we are going to go straight for Frost, wherever she is. There we go. Special out the Frost. After that, special. Activate. Here, you can do a few things, but I think probably the best is to go for a blue and then blue effect, search for the red. In this situation, honestly, the search out for these guys isn't that bad. or at least not super necessary. And the reason why is because we have the cross out in our hand. And right now, the main hand traps running around are Nibiru, Ash Blossom, and Perm. We have all three of those in the deck. So he's red isn't the best card or like the most necessary card to search out right away. It's just helpful, you know. So then we can special. Let's move this all over here. You know, and bam, look at that. We got kind of our full sprite board to do the things that we were trying to do earlier, right? Go into our gigantic effect. Oh no, they like Ash Blossom or Nibiru or whatever, right? Bam, cross out. Don't have to worry about that anymore. If anything else, you got two negates, right? Doesn't matter. You do that. Let's just say it was Ash. Detach. And from here, if you're looking, we could either go in for our jet to get some follow-up, be that through Gamma Burst or through our Smashers, wherever it might be. But in this situation, let's just go for the Ibli play, right? Because if you do that, you can use this as your link material for your twins, right? Give your opponent an Ibli to summon out a Kiss-a-Kill, and then Kiss-a-Kill, summon out your Leela, Leela summon Kiss-a-Kill, draw a card. Not the worst. From here, you know, similar to last time, we now have Spell and Trap negate, Monster negate, 2 draws, because once again there, and a pop. Sadly, we don't have the IP situation going on, but hey, you know, you can't always get the best hand. In some ways, you could say that this is honestly one slightly better hand, because we also have what's her name? Ibli on your opponent's side, so you know that you're at least gonna survive next damage step, next battle phase. You have a chance to, you know, make it to turn 3. That way you can finish out the game. And honestly, sometimes that's a little better than just, you know, something where, oh no, I got Dark Rulered out of nowhere. Now I can't do anything. Like, you know, now my board's broken. They set up everything. It's blah, 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 terrible. They killed all my monsters. You don't have that. So that's kind of the thought process there. Also, I don't remember if I brought it up last time, but there's a pretty good reason for why Ibli is also not that bad as a normal draw. Like, say that you don't do this, right? Turn 3, got your twins in the grave. Ibli has a very cool effect where if she's normal summoned, you can target one of these and bring them back. So yeah, it's kind of good. So that's kind of the idea behind her compared to some other stuff that people are running as a giant search. But, you know, let's go on to another test hand. Okay, for this one, I'm thinking let's go second, just to see how those work out for us, right? Because, you know, die rolls exist, they are a thing, and you have to kind of deal with them, right? Okay. Already looking pretty good for a going second, but, okay, this is a hand. It's one of the hands of all time, you might say. But yeah, let's say we're going second. What do we do? Nibiru, Ash. That's pretty good, because Nibiru by himself, not the greatest. Ash plus Nibiru. Now you're cooking. Especially if you go up against something like another sprite board. I know that's something that that's something that I've known in the past to be kind of a hassle, especially if they try to play around Nibiru and they set up a carrot before the 5th summon, or I guess red, you know, the orange one. Start with an Ash. They have to negate that because they really want to go through, follow up with a Nib. It's that good. You know, so let's say we do that. Discard, nib, draw for turn. There's something wrong here. But it's not the worst thing in the world, I'll put it that way. However, this is a great idea to show off what the OTK line is in this deck. So we'll start off with this, right? The Sunny Snitch, grab our twin. Now, obviously, we can't, you can normal summon, but we can't get the search because we have Nibiru on our side of the field. That's okay. That's why you have these. Now you have one as an extender or a negate, and one just in case, you know, this gets dealt with. Next turn, you can bring this out. So you would special this, and then here's an interesting thing, I guess, a situation that you have to realize sometimes. You're playing the twin deck. A lot of the times you're going to say, I really want to go into the twins. Because that's my mentality, right? I'm not playing a Spright deck with the twin engine. I'm playing a twin deck with the Spright engine. But sometimes the twins aren't the things that you want to go for. In this situation, I would go from here into this effect. You know, you could go Kiss Kill, summon out Leela, do the whole thing, draw a card. But in this situation, I would go blue effect to search out a jet. Special the jet and search out, well, if it's a big enough monster, you're going to search out the smashers. But if you're lucky and it's a small Nibiru token, you get this card. And the reason why is because this plus this and this and this totals up to 8,200. So if they have a clear field, like you lightning storm it or whatnot, and then you do this, you go gigantic into blue, into jet, you have game on board. You know, this move right here is, I think, the thing that makes me say, you know, I was joking a lot about it in the last video about how every card was the best card in the deck, but this is honestly the best card in the deck because it enables you to finish out games that otherwise your opponent would be able to come back and kill you from. You know, and it's kind of this situation that made me realize, oh, sometimes this is the move that I want to go into. It's the move that I'm most tempted to go into, but it's not the right choice. I should just go for the Spright OTK board. So that's kind of the thought there, right? But let's do like one more test hand, and then I think this should be pretty good, right? Here we go. Okay. Last thing. Okay, not the best draw if we don't see our Kiss a Kill, but that kind of helps. Oh no. Okay, this is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. But it's also not egregiously awful. Yeah, so let's say normal summon, right? Because that's the thing that we have to do. From there, special, and sadly, you have to go giant effect. And this kind of situation right here is exactly why I'm running 2 reds and 2 carrots in this build, because this kind of happens a lot now. Without Elf, you can't really bring this back. At least not, you know, quick effect, bring it back. And it's just a lot of work to get 1 card back, just for your resource system to fail next, you know, next turn. So anyways, I guess if we go with that, let's say, hey, we do that, and oh no, Ash Blossom. You know, let's just draw 2 cards. Yeah, this is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. This is like the It happens to everybody, but oh boy. Okay, maybe one more after this, because that's not amazing. Here we go. Okay. Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, this is pretty good so far. Okay, dang. I guess one of the things in this deck that I should probably bring up, although I haven't showed it too much here, is that you don't always, like, let's put this back here, right? Yeah, okay. Thing is, you're not always going to draw into your twin stuff, and you're only going to have the Spright stuff. And to be honest, those are my least favorite hands to get. I feel like they're the hands that do the least, and you know, in a game where everything counts, it's kind of important to do as much as you can. That's what the twins provide for you. Same kind of concept with nibbles, right? You normal and nibble, you search out the other, and then you go into sprint, send the angler, get 2 more out. You know, you generate a lot of resources that way. That's kind of the whole point of that. In this situation, though, you don't have that. So you're just going to start normal red. That kind of stinks. Special jet. That's not too bad. From here, we'll grab starter for... Honestly, I think this is the first time I did it in this video. Huh. It's pretty good. Starter effect. We'll get the blue. Blue, search out the... where are you? Yeah. Search out the orange, right? Go here, and then we go into our giant. Now, here's the other thing that makes Ibly in particular a card that I try to make more often than not, compared, or at least a card that I put in this deck, is if you only play the twins, what happens when you don't have any twin in the grave? You know, you have nothing to search off your gigantic at that point, especially if you look, we've gone through our entire Spright line here, so there's not really a reason to go into any of them. But if you go into the twins, they're just kind of a dead card there. You can make one of the link monsters, but not really anything else. So this is why, you know, effect, detach, summon out our Corruptor. From here, you go link 1, 2 into our IP. I don't know what my zones are here, but I'm just gonna say it's like that. Then we got these 3, and you know, this isn't the worst, right? It's actually pretty good. So we have 2 negates. One of them will possibly destroy a monster with its negate, but even if not, you know, you have 1 interaction, possibly a second, in the terms of negates. And we have a targeting negate, ash, that, and then say like you really don't have any reason to do that, go into Nibiru, like they never get to 5 summons. You just quick effect, go into our unicorn, discard, and spin back to hand. After that, it's pretty good, right? Like, oh yeah, that's like the best draw you could ask for, because now that's like 3 draws. Okay, maybe that's actually, yeah, no, this is great. This is great. So yeah, that's kind of like how the deck works. That's kind of at least my thought process behind how I play the deck. You know, when I draw into cards, you know, it's not something that I guess I can really think, like sit down and think like, why do I do this? You know, a lot of the things about this deck is it matters in the moment and how you play. like who you're playing against. There are going to be certain plays that you'll want to do more than other, right? Like if you're going against an OTK strategy and you're going second, always do the Spright play to go for a game. You know, if you're going against like Kashtira, you're going to want to search out your Ibli going to this, you know, more than you're going to want any negate. You know, it's just kind of little interactions like that that are, that kind of take, I guess, more experience playing the deck to pick up on. But hopefully this was a good enough, I guess, showcase of the things that you can do with the hands that you draw. Anyways, that's it for, I guess, today's video. Once again, want to thank anybody who is coming here from my last kind of deck profile. That really cool that you know, it's only been like 3 days and almost 700 people have seen that, which, I mean, 700 people can't fit in my house, let alone my room, so that's kind of crazy. But yeah, anyways, have a wonderful rest of your evening, your day, your morning, whatever it is. God bless.